people die. So all the graduates today who are going to enter the real world now, you are on the cusp of huge opportunity. India's presence as a pharmaceutical giant has now been registered. And you all have to grab this opportunity to make sure that our position constantly gets enhanced. As of now, we are a bit weak on innovation, but that is why these colleges like NIPER have been set up, institutes like NIPER have been set up. And I believe that all these talented pool of students going out into the industry, somewhere down we need to now make noise for innovation. We need to come up with originals. We need to come up with originals at economic prices, which is what we are very good at. And we need to therefore work overtime, exploit the teachings, exploit your learnings, and emerge successful. One thing I would like to draw attention to the fact is on knowledge. Innovation will demand knowledge. And while institutes like NIPER can impart very fine knowledge to you, you all must be aware that knowledge is an infinite domain. What you picked up here is a few pearls possibly. But what you've learned here is how to assimilate knowledge, how to find knowledge, where is it residing, extract the knowledge out, and then assimilate the knowledge. That is the key. If you know how to assimilate knowledge, then you are going to be able to do excellent research and development. We should not restrict ourselves to what we have learned in the academy. I would say that in the next 10 years, what you have learned at NIPER will be possibly 10% what you know at that point of time, if you have relentlessly chased knowledge. Remember, I am emphasizing you have been taught how to assimilate knowledge, how to find knowledge, how to connect the dots. That has all been taught to you by way of projects. And once you have done it once, if you keep practicing the same, you're definitely bound to exploit this sound foundation and come up with some path-breaking innovations. As you all know, COVID has also changed the whole outlook on healthcare. We have relied till now heavily on synthetic molecules made by chemistry, medicinal chemistry. Later on, the MABs came in, which are the biologicals. And these monoclonal antibodies have started wiping out diseases. For example, rheumatoid arthritis. They give such strong remissions that the synthetic chemistry molecules are not a patch on these MABs. And more importantly, apart from the MABs, what has happened in this COVID pandemic, where there was a race to develop the vaccines, the mRNA vaccines have now arrived. Both Pfizer and Moderna, the mRNA vaccines are the first of their kind. There was a scare of using mRNA vaccines because it amounted to injecting a genetic material in patients. And therefore, the mRNA vaccines were not taking off. They were not approved. But under pressure situation, the mRNA vaccines got approved, and they have, both of them have given 91% protection. So it's like the floodgates are opening now. And as you all know, mRNA is a kind of a computerized programmed molecule. So what is going to happen now is the lead time to develop biological products through mRNA is going to decrease. Scientists like you will only need to decipher the genome, the genetic sequence, find out the targeted area, make that sequence and insert it into the human body. Now, this is much more targeted than medicinal chemistry, where we have structure-activity relationships. We make molecules based on those relationships, and then we try them out, we fail, and it is said that for every 10,000 new chemicals made, one becomes a drug, which is a very dismal failure rate, and it makes drugs expensive. So all of you ought to be aware of this hugely opening opportunities and expand your knowledge base. And one very important thing of knowledge I would like to tell you is that the power of knowledge is in its application, it's not in its possession. You cannot be a bookworm. You will have to learn to acquire knowledge, but at the same time learn to implement it, use it, apply it in such a way that you give birth to some product which is beneficial to society. In the end, I will say that another very important factor which you have to be constantly aware of is your attitude. Aptitudes are good. A person may be good at an aptitude, as an aptitude, but they are not really going to deliver unless you have a positive attitude. In attitudes, there are positive attitudes, there will be negative attitude. There's going to be, say, a attitude of excellence, attitude of casualness. So remember that attitude ultimately is going to shape your, it comes from your behaviors. I mean, if you have a positive attitude, your behavior will be positive. It will be, that kind of an attitude will give you a power to solve problems, not come up with excuses, which is what happens with negative attitudes. Likewise, excellence. Indians, we need to touch excellence. We have this casual approach, which has been kind of become part of our lives, and this Charles syndrome, ya chalega, that is not on for our scientists. Let us resolve to have an attitude of excellence. Let us avoid casualness. And I'm very sure that with the kind of talent that is coming out from NIPERS, especially NIPER Ahmedabad, we will have some really shining stars in the years ahead. Thank you. Wishing you all the best.
Now, may I request Dr. J.M. Vyas, special invitee, who is Vice Chancellor